Hey, I'm Rob Patz.
Hey, I'm Jason Webb. It's another Wednesday. We got Thrive with Rob and Jason.
That's it. It is another Wednesday. Crazy to think. I was thinking of this. Of course, this morning I woke up and the first thing I did is, of course, made coffee and got out. My
Oh,
wife,
it's
my
backwards.
wife is serious about Christmas. Just,
Oh,
just
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, she will come home from work and completely, like, our house is doused in Christmas. It is, if you could not be the Scrooge and live at our home. It is that way. And so she even cycles out coffee cups. So I have coffee cups now that are all Christmas coffee cups. Got
Uh,
up this morning.
mhm.
Um and you know how it is. You get to this point in the season and you start to feel, I mean, yes, it's only the fourth. We're really 21 days, 3 weeks from Christmas. If you
Mhm.
celebrate on Christmas, that's a whole story for another. Or if you celebrate at Christmas Eve, we're 20 days. Or if you do like my family, my wife's family, they celebrate the 27th and the 28th
Mhm.
of December. So I've actually got a little extra time there.
Yeah, you
But
do. Mhm.
you're into that panic mode now. You're into that, I better buy something.
Well, we're down to 20 days left almost. It's getting close. And my wife is the same. I've always been the guy that's like, hey, we don't put anything out for Christmas until after Thanksgiving. This is the first year I gave in, Rob, and now our house has been Christmasified for the last 2 months. And
Oh, see, I
it's
that
cool.
would
I'm
be
okay with it.
sad. I would be sad. My mom, when I was younger, my mom's rule was the minute Halloween ended,
Mhm.
November 1st, my mother was putting up trees in her house. My mom loved Christmas. So when I started dating Kristen, and the first time I went to her house, and it was, gosh, it was early November,
Mhm.
and there were like trees and stuff everywhere. I knew this was like, because that's where I grew up. I grew
Yeah.
up with, like, trees everywhere. My mom had trees in the bathroom. She had trees everywhere. And so it's a great time of year, though. And I
Mhm.
think for all of us, and we talk about it being a tough time too,
Yeah.
is it can be a very stressful time
Completely.
because financially, there's all that kind of stuff that's going on. And do you spend this amount of money, or do people not think you love them because you don't spend as much money as you do? And I get that.
Mhm.
Um, but it also, take the time. And if I can tell you anything this year from somebody who's just gone through loss, is enjoy the people that are there. Stop
Completely.
and look around the room. It is not about the gifts. And I know that sounds so cliche. It is not about the gifts. It's not about any of that stuff. It is about the time with family. The
Completely.
only time you get gifts are when you play Jason in fantasy football and he
I
gives
gave
you a
you a
victory.
gift. See?
He gives me, it was like awesome. It was a gift. I saw Jason on the schedule and I went, thank you, Jesus.
Well,
Um
I talked to my team. You being the boss, I had to give it up to you. Just say, I got to let Rob win one. Trying to kiss up to you a little bit. It's just kind of how it works.
have you ever played golf with somebody who was
Yes.
superiorly worse than you were, but
Yes.
you were going for the contract, or you were going for whatever it was, and you played your worst? Like, I did this once. I had a contract that I wanted so desperately bad.
Mhm.
Um, and I was picking wrong clubs. I mean, I
Yeah.
literally was hitting, and it was super funny. I hit with a wedge once, and I could have never made the shot if I would have tried. I hit it with a wedge from like 100 yards, and it landed like 2 inches from the pin. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh man, did not
And,
try for
and
that
he's
one.
like, well, that was good. I said, that was luck, because it
Yeah.
was,
Right.
it was a wedge. I was using a sand wedge from 100 yards.
Oh, awesome. Well, so hey, have you been keeping up with things on Twitter, Rob? I know we've been doing a lot more back and forth, and I know it's a big platform, and that's where we get the truth these days, right?
Yes. Webb for mayor. I'm
Yes,
going to start a
yes.
whole thing. Hashtag Webb for mayor of Denver. Now, technically, I know you live in a suburb. Would
Mhm.
you have to move into town to be mayor of Denver?
Yes, yes, you do. Which it's not too far. That'd be a tough one to do, but hey, for the people, right?
For the people. and I love this. And by the way, yes, we do. Hey, X is number one now, and I think this is kind of neat. And there's our X handles.
There's mine.
That's
Yes,
Jason.
Thrive with Jason, and then here's Rob's. So
yep,
you
there's
got his
mine.
well. So check those out. Follow us on there, and that's where we get a little more in depth on things. So just be cautious and be aware that we might have some opinions on there.
There should be a warning.
Yes.
The jovial fun that you see here isn't always the way I feel on X. There are moments where you have to there was a pastor who's going to remain nameless, but you probably can go back through my threads of stuff and see it, who I may or may not have said he should have a lobotomy, and my wife made me delete that
I
post.
did see that one, yeah.
so that was it there. But it's a great place. It's a great place to connect, and it is us. We run our own. We're not that big, so it is really us that's running our own X account.
We don't have people under us that do this. It's actually us handling those conversations. So reach out to us. Feel free to reach out, talk with us, and we'd love to chat with you there. So
because we're live on X right now, which is cool.
I mean, on my channel, your channel, everywhere.
Yep, and for a lot of people who watch this show, consume it on Abundant TV, which we rarely talk about. Which I thought of that the other day. I was watching this, I was like, we don't talk about where we are, but we're on Abundant TV. And if you don't know what Abundant TV is, it is a great Christian app. We have what's called linear broadcasting, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch your favorite Christian programming, and then you can also watch us. Yes, because we're not your favorite. But we would love to have you download the app, go to your app store. If you have Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, any of those things, and you realize this, Jason, that more and more people are cutting the cord.
Yes.
When my mom before she passed away, my mom loved her Roku thing because she could watch like things that you couldn't find on regular TV. So we would love to see you download the app. You can find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or as my wife likes to say, your favorite mobile device. and you can do it that way and watch us any of those ways. Yeah. And we're just really appreciate it. Hey, I want you to introduce this gentleman because I'm excited about this today. I've heard a lot of great stuff, even if he is from the state of Wisconsin, which I mean, there are a few good things from their cheese.
There is, yes. Yeah. Cheese, bratwurst, and everything else. But super excited to welcome Justin Janowski. He's the founder of Faith to Influence. Justin helps Christian entrepreneurs grow their income and impact through faith-driven sales strategies. He's worked with top leaders like Pete Vargas and Ray Edwards, closing millions in sales, and is passionate about aligning business success with God's calling. Welcome, Justin. Good to have you here, sir. And we'll get into our story and how we've got to meet and how we've got to work together. But so glad to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen. It's fun hearing you guys chop it up at the beginning. I just enjoy the way you laugh and joke and just hang out with each other. It's fun.
Well, Justin, I want to say this after hearing that. I have a real serious question why you'd be on our show. That's I mean, talk about like dip in your career right there. Just like, whew. So I
just wanted to hear somebody trash talk Jason about fantasy football. That's what I'm here for.
You got to go there, don't you?
I'm teaching him lessons that he will never learn, never has seen before. I'm like a ninja when it comes to fantasy football. You don't even know I'm there, and then all of a sudden I'm by you.
It's all right. It's the way it happened this week. I got to give it up to you because I can't trash talk because I lost. So it is what it is.
Plus, it's his favorite team. Justin, before we get on to this, and I'm excited to have you on, but his favorite team is the Denver Broncos. And I like to say this: he's got Mo Picks as his quarterback.
Hey, but I did have to thank Justin, because his team gave us our first Super Bowl win. He's a Green Bay Packer fan.
That was a sad moment for me. I remember crying when we lost that Super Bowl. I was a kid, and we had just won Super Bowl 31 with Brett Favre, and I thought we were going to roll Super Bowl 32, and John Elway and the Broncos took us out, and it was sad. It was a sad day for me.
John Elway, there's a name that you can just dislike from a distance. He's not even around anymore. And I literally get a pit in my stomach from John Elway.
Did you see him on the what's the voice where they do the celebrity singing? I don't know if I forgot that show. He was on there. What's that?
Was it The Masked Singer?
Yes, he was on there, and he was horrible.
Well, his face looks like a mask. Sorry, John. Just reality is no wonder he went to the Broncos. No wonder he kind of looks like a horse.
Heck of a player, though. I'll take it every day. He's a winner.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, Justin, man, it's great to have you on. I would love to start talking about Faith to Influence. Let's start with that and what that is, when you started it, because one really cool thing that really stuck out to me is in your first year, and you generated over $250,000 in sales. First year.
Yeah. It was way beyond what I imagined, Jason. I started Faith to Influence in December of 2018, and I was just hoping to do well enough to make it. My dream was to make $60,000 in year one, just survive with my family and stay in business. And God had bigger plans. And I collected over 250 grand in revenue that first year. I was working with Christian men, running a men's group. And then I started working with some coaches who said, wow, how'd you do that? And teaching them sales techniques that were high integrity and high converting. And I realized that was what I was meant to do. It was so fun to help other coaches and Christian entrepreneurs bring their businesses to life. And so that's what I do now, helping people with their business models, their pricing, and their sales strategies so they can scale their income while scaling their impact.
Yeah, that's the really cool piece about this. And one thing that we really connected with was how you bring everything back to faith, how you lead with faith. As we build businesses and we think of sales, we don't think of faith and sales in the same aspect. We really think of them in two different buckets, because we think of sales as you're trying to get people and convince them to buy something that they don't need, right?
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest opportunity. And honestly, like my biggest vision for Faith to Influence is to change the way people feel about sales. I believe that sales, when it's done right, can feel really loving. Sales, when it's done right, can feel really generous. Sales, when it's done right, is simply making it easy for the right people to say yes and get more of what they want or become more of who God created them to become. And so I want to change the rap around sales and turn it into something really good and that can feel good for both sides, whether people buy or not.
I love it, brother. I love it. Just your heart, seeing you. We kind of been Facebook friends and community friends for years since we're both kind of in the same spaces, and we really just connected over the last few months. I know me and my business partner in our Profitable Christian Business Coaching program, we started talking to you about things, and you decided to help us revamp our offer and what we're doing and helping Christian businesses. So I want to thank you for that, because we got to come up there to visit you in Milwaukee, hang out with your family. Really, you opened the doors. It was incredible. Tell me about that journey, from your perspective.
Oh man, it was so fun having you and Doug out here. Excuse me. You guys were just really fun to work with. You've got a great business. You're like a lot of the coaches that are my dream clients to work with, in that, like, you've got this amazing business, you've got an amazing following and audience, a heart for service, and just like a few little turns of the dial in the business model and the design, the sales strategy, a few turns here and there can make all the difference. And so having you guys fly into Milwaukee, we spent a full day together, really a day and a half, and got to spend 8 or 9 hours working on your business and getting the whole plan together in one day. That's a newer offering for us. We call it private coaching. I do some one-on-ones with that as well. It's so fun though, with the right client, to just like, let's get the mission statement just right. Let's get the targeting just right. Let's get all of the audience. Let's get the who and the what and the how and the why all just right. Let's get the offers in place and optimize the sales strategy around it. Like, to do all that in one day and really fast track what we used to do in 6 months for clients. Is really fun for me, and you guys were just super fun to work with. I'm a little bit leery of business partnerships at times.
Me too,
but you guys do it. You guys do it right,
and we all had the same haircut.
That's right. We were on the same hair length, which is helpful.
So the link that I put up on the screen there, the QR code is mine for Clients for the Kingdom, because what we're doing is Justin helped us revamp this offer to help people find their ideal clients. And so this is a free tool that we give everybody that can help them do that when you're looking to start a business, if you have already a business running, to really dive into that. And Justin's helped us do that. But clientsforthekingdom.com, if you want to check out the website, you can QR code this, or Clients for the Kingdom. But anyways,
you guys are so good. Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Jason and Doug are the best at helping you attract more of your ideal clients, get in front of more of the right people, which is one of the biggest challenges that people have. And so if somebody's watching this, they're like, yeah, I just need to get in front of more people. Check out the QR code. These guys are really good at that.
That's awesome, brother. Well, let me get rid of that one. And I would love to start talking about, what you do with Faith to Influence and your Christian Coaches Academy, CCA things. If you want to start diving into that and really show how you help Christian entrepreneurs.
Yeah, our business design, again, the heart of it is helping people overcome old stories about sales and money and their own identity, these things that create resistance to sales and resistance to
Yes.
the progress and success that they want to have. And we've got a number of ways that we do that. One of them is our Christian Coaches Academy. It's a $75 a month membership. We've got 110 Christian coaches in there, a library of about 25 awesome trainings. Everything I did to have that $250,000 business in year one, we're showing coaches how to do that. And then we get together every week and we pray and we network together. And that's really special. We've also got a sales school for coaches, which is the next level of program where we do some live training, live coaching every week. And then we've got the private coaching offer that we talked about, where we occasionally have people come out to Milwaukee. We spend a full day. I do a little bit of one-on-one with them as well. And so we've got a number of different offerings. The QR code that you just shared, I think, has two offerings for your audience. Number one, for free, we'd love to give you our 10-step sales process. I've sold millions and millions of dollars with this process. It's so good and so loving. And we want to give that to you for free. And so if you go to the QR code, there's a special freebie for that 10-step sales process for everybody listening here. And then additionally, we've got a challenge for $7. You can get 4 days of recordings. We can help you design your offer, your mission statement, your target audience, and learn how to open a sales call in video format for $7. And so that's for your audience. We'd love for them to jump in and join us in those offerings as a way to find out what we do and take the first step.
Well, I appreciate that, Justin. That is amazing. That the mission statement, that right there, that is worth its weight in gold. Tell the audience your mission statement, and then I'll get into ours because you helped us redo ours.
Yeah, my mission statement is that I help Christian coaches optimize their business models, their pricing, and their sales strategies so that they can scale their income and scale their impact.
See, it sets the foundation for everything, right?
It does. If you do that right, it's everything. Like, it should be a broken record and people should really know what you do. You know, all of my stuff, I run a podcast called The Sales Strategies for Christian Coaches. My signature offer is Sales School for Christian Coaches. My Facebook group is Sales Training for Christian Coaches. It's a repeat over and over and over. Everything I want to do is informed by that mission statement and making sure that my audience knows who I am and how I can help.
That's awesome. Yeah, you helped us revamp our mission statement to we help new and aspiring Christian entrepreneurs design, launch, and consistently attract new clients in their businesses so that they can grow their profitability with integrity and impact for the kingdom. So it's something that I keep repeating over and over and over so it becomes second nature, because that's really who we serve, what we do. That is key. So thank you for that. But man, with you with sales, like you said, you're synonymous with sales, and some of the people that you've got to help, 7- and 8-figure entrepreneur, teams that our audience, I guarantee, has heard of. Pete Vargas, Pedro Adeo, Ray Edwards. Talk about that experience.
That's amazing. We're so blessed to have that opportunity to work with some of the best coaches in the industry, some of the top earners, many of them Christian. We were able to sell for Nick and Megan Unsworth in the spring. They had a $30,000 offer. They were running a conference. We brought a 9-person sales team. We sold $1.2 million. It's amazing to be able to help people like that have tremendous success and make it easy for the right people to join their programs and their communities. And so the other cool thing is, like, we recently sold for David Bayer. We brought 2 people to one of his virtual events, and we sold $500,000 in 2 days online for him with 2 people. And he's not Christian. Now, I think he might be trending in that way. He's a great leader. He's got great content and things that he shares. But he invites a Christian company to come and do the sales for him, because even though it's high integrity and it's through the lens of, like, what would Jesus want us to do and how can we do this in an honest, loving way for sales, the stuff that we teach also really works at a high level. And so it's really affirming when we get to work for those big companies to see the results we can get for them, and to know that that's what we're bringing to the new Christian coaches who are just trying to figure out how to launch and give the gift that God called them to give. And so that's a really fun part of what we do.
So some really cool pieces that started you off on your journey. And we talked about this at a couple different meals when I was up there in Milwaukee. Really intrigued me. And I know probably a few of our audience members are kind of in the same boat where you first started in sales and first in entrepreneurship. Hit on that, because you were a Cutco salesman, right?
Yes, I sold Cutco kitchen knives when I was 18. I was there for 5 years. I loved that job. I know it seems like a goofy job. I had 700 customers. I sold a couple $100,000 with a Cutco. I ran my own office there for a while and trained other reps to learn how to sell. And that was a really huge experience for me in learning how to be an entrepreneur, sell, manage my own calendar, be self-motivated, show initiative. I went from that into business to business sales, selling packaging briefly. And then I got into financial planning for a little while, and I started hiring my first coaches. And the experience of working with my coaches was so impactful and so powerful for me. I said, wow, I want to do that. And I actually got hired by my coach to do sales for them. And I learned the sales skill set, learned the business, and then eventually said, man, this is really good, but it was missing the spirit of God. It wasn't Christian. And I wanted to bring God into it. I wanted to pray for my clients openly. And so that's how Faith to Influence was born. And I'm that weird guy. I love sales. I actually love a sales call more than a coaching call, Jason. I got to be one of the few coaches in the marketplace who feel that way, but it's so fun to meet somebody new, get to know who they are and what they want and where they're going and what the problems are, and like begin to problem solve and help them commit to changing and solving the problems that they are facing so that they can get more of what they want. Like that's what sales is. And it's so fun for me. And it's always been fun. It's a thrill, honestly.
So where would you say, a new entrepreneur, somebody who's really wanting to start a business or thinking about this stuff, where do they start?
Well, I think you have to start with that mission statement, right? So the first question is, who do you want to work with? What problem are you going to help them solve? And why does it matter? When we get that right, that is the foundational piece, right? And then I remember 8 months before I started my business, I wrote my first business plan. And so that's what's next. It's like, what's your offer? If you find your most ideal client, they want to work with you. How are they going to work with you? What are you going to do for them? How much are you going to charge? We got to get that offer in place. And then we got to figure out, okay, how are we going to get in front of our ideal clients to invite them to buy, right? And you can help with some of that lead generation stuff. Then we need to know what we're going to do on a sales call. We need to make sure that we're ready to take a payment. There's kind of a whole list of things that need to be done. And for some people, maybe they've got a background in entrepreneurship, sales, business, and they just need to transition to the coaching space and they can do it on their own. If they just know those simple steps. For many people, they need a mentor. And so that's why they hire somebody like you, or they take a look at some of the work that we're doing. Because if you can find the right mentor who aligns with your values, who can tell you, okay, here's where you're at, here's what you need next, and just lay the steps out. I know so many Christian coaches and entrepreneurs are like in this state of mind of just saying, if you just tell me what to do, I'll go do it. I'm a hard worker. I'm passionate about this. I love it. I care about it. I want to help my clients. I just don't know what to do next. And so I really do believe in mentorship. My mentors at my former company made all the difference in the world in me being able to bring my business to life. And the reason I got off to a fast start with Faith to Influence is I knew what to do because they had showed me.
Got it. And I even brought my Faith to Influence Stanley that I got. See, I drink out of this every day.
Yes, sir.
The Faith to Influence family is incredible. That community that you've built there. Really appreciate that. I have a question to shake things up a little bit here. Being a Cutco salesman, do you have Cutco knives in your house?
Oh my gosh, I have a huge set of Cutco knives. I've got at least $2,000 worth of Cutco knives in my house.
That's
and
awesome.
I will use Cutco knives every time I cook the rest of my life.
Yes.
Cutco, I'm going to give a plug for my first ever sales job.
We need a sponsorship.
Literally guaranteed forever. And so if you get Cutco, it's American made knife brand. It's very expensive, but it's very nice. And every time like the knife dulls or a tip breaks off or something happens, you send them to New York, they send you brand new ones for free. I'm using Cutco forever, my friend.
She has a full set that it was very expensive as well. So yeah, I know all about them well, but we're big foodies. That's one thing we did out there in Milwaukee. We got the Milwaukee Broad House. We hit up your favorite restaurant. Man, the food was amazing out there.
Yes. Yeah. The food. I love food. I love good food. Anybody wants to come to Milwaukee and eat some good food, I've got the recommendations on lock for you. Add me on social. You can send me a direct message and I'll be like, here's the places to go. I've got a whole list of my favorite restaurants.
Well, awesome, brother. Well, I know your commitment to God, meeting your family, meeting your wife and your kids, seeing how you guys just lived life was incredible. So thank you for inviting us into the house there and being a part of those things. And God has just been the center of everything you do with Faith to Influence, with your sales side, Christian Coaches Academy. It's incredible. But one thing we talk about other than that was your sports, because we like sports, right? You're a Packers fan. We talked about at the beginning of this. You're a Milwaukee Bucks fan, which our Nuggets usually take you out, at least lately. What are some things that you like to do in your free time?
Oh yeah. Well, I do want to speak to the God piece and just let everyone know, if you're a new coach, a new entrepreneur, and you're trying to figure it out, like I remember how scared I was and just surrendering to God over and over and saying, God, deliver through me, because this feels scary. And I know that you have a plan, and like prayer has been one of my greatest strategies in business. But yeah, we love God. We love playing sports. We love watching sports. We love playing games. We do a cool thing on Tuesday nights. My kids are 4 and 6. Yeah. Tuesday nights, we call it Tuesday Tivities, because our kids used to call activities tivities when they were little. And we just play board games, and we love to play board games, card games, and just hang out and have fun with each other. We like watching movies, all that stuff. But yeah, go Packers, go Bucks. Rob's Lions are going to take on the Packers tomorrow night, and I'm hoping we can get an upset victory. But that's the good stuff in life. You know, I'll say this, and I'll wrap up, is that as much as I want to be an impactful, successful business leader, I just want to throw the next great barbecue in my neighborhood. That's just as important to me. Like, I just want to be that guy on the corner who, like, people want to come to his house and hang out. Like, I just want to have fun and enjoy life. And that's
why we're friends.
That's it. Exactly. That is it. So one question, and in my previous life, I did a show for a unnamed food network.
Called the Food Network.
You just yeah. And we came up to Wisconsin, didn't mention Food Network, because I don't think I get royalties anymore. And we did we did a thing where they were showing us how to make cranberry cheese. And I have now become like let's just put it this way. When you were little, you get excited about a game. I was at Costco, and over my head, as my wife is pushing the cart towards me, I am holding 2 blocks of cranberry cheese and going, look what I got, honey. Look what I got. She was not nearly as excited as I was, but it is important. Do you like cranberry cheese?
Oh, heck yeah. Cranberry cheese, blueberry cheese, jalapeno cheese, mango cheese, every kind of cheese you can think of. We like it all.
Exactly. You know, I did send Rob some pictures while I was out in Milwaukee of the food that we were eating. Yes. Those are pictures that we share with each other. You know, we're those really guys.
Cold-hearted. Hey, I got a question for you, Justin, because you were talking about this and you're talking about your first job when you were 18. When did you realize, hey, listen, this is what I want to do as a career, that this is something that I enjoy? Because I am finding that salespeople get that light bulb moment a lot earlier than other people even do.
Exactly.
You know, I can't pinpoint the exact moment, but I will tell you this. I loved it immediately. I had the most fun that summer selling knives before I started college in the fall. And I paid for 2 semesters of college, only went to 1, and never looked back, because I realized I wanted to be in sales. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I didn't need college for that. I might as well save some money. But the sales I did that summer paid for a full year of college. And that was probably when the bell went off, like, wait a minute. Do I really want to keep paying for this when I could go make more money? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a salesperson. This is fun. I want to keep doing it.
Hey, listen, I thought of this is good. We've got to let Justin go. You know, when the playoffs start, we could have Justin back because his team won't be involved.
Oh, I'm going to be busy in the playoffs, Rob. You better catch me after the Super Bowl.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we would definitely love to have you back on, Justin. This is incredible. I know we talk about these big sales numbers and things. One thing I really love about you is it's about the purpose, not the profits. The profits are just secondary. So I love that, brother.
Amen. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Justin.
Thanks for being with us. Hey, buddy, where'd the time go? Just way too fast.
Goes quick, right? Goes really fast. Justin is an amazing guy with what they do with Faith to Influence. Man, he's a great guest today.
It was a lot of fun. And it was, I'm really thankful that Justin was here, because there are probably some guys out there and women that are struggling with getting that momentum to get started. And this is something great. Check out what Justin's doing, man. It goes by way too fast. Next week, by the way, there you go. Woo. Oops.
Faith to Influence. Yeah, it's incredible. Most of our audience, you know, if you're looking to grow your sales, make it easy. Justin's community is a family-oriented community. It's amazing. He breaks it down. It's super easy. But Rob, we made it to another Wednesday. We're done.
Another Wednesday. Next week, we'll talk about how Jason's team did again and how many Christmas presents he's got wrapped. We'll do that.